I feel like James Fitzgerald's time in Monterey wasn't predetermined in terms of how long he was planning to be here. Clearly, it's as simple as a matter of place. What I see in his style, first, he was a very good traditional painter when he arrived here in 1928. He was about 28 years old, and he would study nature, study the scene, and he actually wasn't planning to land in Monterey. He was on his way to Alaska, and he landed in Seattle, and the boat he was going to take out of Oakland to Alaska had troubles, and then he came here. So it wasn't even a chosen place, but it certainly was a special place, and we can see that he thrived here. He found here inspiration and work and powerful elements of nature that worked for him, and in building his style and his vision. It all went together very well, and the beauty of the area really allowed him to express the powerful images that he wanted to express in the way that he wanted to express them. These are paintings that James Fitzgerald produced in his time while he was in California, from his arrival in 1928 until he left in 1943. And there are scenes of the area from that time specifically. And we have other paintings in our collection that he painted while he was out of this area for extended periods of time. We know he went to Taos, for instance. He spent time back on the East Coast around 1938 for over a year. So there's a lot of other paintings around this period, but this is really focusing on this area, and it's really interesting to see, for me, the development of his work in that time. The James Fitzgerald Legacy is an entity of the Monhegan Museum of Art, and we received the estate of James Fitzgerald as a gift in 2003. And it was given by Ann Hubert. Like I said, she was a widow by then, and Ed Hubert had passed in 1992. It was their desire to gift the estate to the museum at some point, and they had managed the estate since 1971 when Jim died. And so we established the legacy with the mission to protect, preserve, and promote the artwork and legacy of James Fitzgerald. Now, the gift included a body of work that was quite large. It was hundreds of paintings, sketches, and drawings. And then there's also the studio, which was complete with all of his artwork and materials and furnishings, because when he died, he was in Ireland. He just didn't come home. So we have a complete, intact studio that we show every week. We have multiple scheduled showings and tours, and we do an art show each season, each summer. We also show the house. It has paintings in it. It's still furnished with the original builder's furnishings, and the original builder of both buildings was Rockwell Kent. That's also a very important historical contact. I think the importance of this exhibition is that it's really a reintroduction of James Fitzgerald back to his, I would say, beloved Monterey. He grew here, he learned here, he developed so many different aspects of his life here, and the painting is just one of them. What I'd like to see with this exhibition is just people's awareness that James Fitzgerald was an important painter then, and he still has something to offer today that's fresh and unique. And Jim, I'll just say this, the interesting thing about Jim was when he was on Monhegan and when he passed, he didn't have relationships with galleries. He wasn't showing his work. He wasn't trying to sell it. He sold a few. But he always said to anyone who would ask, my work will be handled when I'm gone, and if it's good enough, it will carry itself. And I think the Huberts did that. The Legacy has done that since 2003, and we're here today, and only because the work has carried itself, but with an awful lot of love and support from people that really cared. So we thank you very much for having this exhibition, and we look at it as a beginning of a whole nother chapter. So thank you.